Morning. Welcome to special Halloween series of the pre-market review. Morning. Morning, Sergey. All right, we'll get started here, guys. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. We'll start with the risk disclosure. Yeah, Shadow Hunter. I considered that trade, but yeah, let's just leave it at that. I didn't trade. I don't trade London enough to know. So, but I was at. I don't know how many of you caught the session I had with Diana earlier, Coach Diana, but Coach D. So, all right, guys, let's go ahead and get started here. Again, welcome to a session here with Coach Ray, special Halloween edition. I am channeling my David Lee Roth today. For those who know the rock singer there, so I am channeling David Lee Roth. So he'll be helping me with the pre-market review today. Okay, so let's start with the risk disclosure. Again, guys, just want to remind everyone that the content is being published by the market trader and its affiliates is to be treated as general information only. None of the information provided by the company or contained herein is intended as investment advice and offer to solicit to buy, sell, recommend, endorse, sponsor any security, company, or fund. Just again, remind you that the use of this information contained herein is to be used at your own risk. And the company, its partners, representatives, agents, employees, and contractors assume no responsibility or liability for any use or misuse of this information. We all understand that future trading does carry a fair amount of risk, and it's not for every investor, and only risk capital money that we can be lost without jeopardizing one financial security should be used for trading, and only those individuals with sufficient risk capital should consider trading. Nothing contained again herein is a solicitation to offer to buy, sell options or forex. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, guys. So now that we've gotten the risk disclosure out of the way, we'll go ahead and move into the charts here. So let's find the charts. Just kind of looking at platinum from earlier. So we're going to go ahead and start with the gold market. Okay, we'll go locate the gold market here, and we're going to go ahead and morning. We're going to go ahead and remove. Yes, Captain Dan. Yes. All right. So let's go ahead and review and start with the daily chart. We're going to go ahead and remove all our indicators here. Okay. All right. So you can see here that we're developing a rather strong bearish engulfing candle in an otherwise market that is bullish. Okay. So market is still remains quite bullish, although we are developing a little bit of a bearish engulfing candle. Okay, at the moment, but it's still far from being complete here. Okay, so let's move on to the 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart, similar story. So we are starting to get a little bit of, I guess, price action that would indicate that maybe we are in for a move lower. Okay. In the gold. Okay. We have price breaking below structure to the downside. Okay. I would say that an area maybe to pay particular attention to, given the move that's underway, is this area down here. This area around 2765 could be an area where we could see some support. Okay, could be an area where this could serve as a target for this current move that we're seeing. Okay, that's kind of what I'm seeing now, given this kind of rounding top that we're seeing off of the 2800 level. Okay, moving on to the 30-minute chart. Okay, looking at the 30-minute chart, again we are below our daily VWAP. We are going to go ahead and open up our ADR levels. We are right around our ADR. We did reach our ADR, but really didn't offer much in the way of reaction away from it. Okay, so certainly an area where you would potentially expect price to reverse from. Okay, right, but so far it hasn't really generated any interest in that direction. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and start opening up some of our other levels here. We're starting to get below value. Okay, we're below settlement. Okay, so we're below value, below settlement. Everything is kind of pointing to further price action to the downside. Okay, that's kind of what it's telling us. Okay, right. That's kind of what it's looking like. Now, if I had to draw my anchor VWAP, well, I like drawing my anchor VWAP around, around the open of London here. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and see where that places us. Okay. So around London open is around right here. Let's go ahead and use this candle right here. Okay. So you can see that price has kind of now reached below this anchored VWAP. But the thing is, if I choose this pivot up here, this is not really giving us much different information than the daily VWAP. Okay, so maybe push this up here a little bit. All right, not really much difference. Okay, so again, we're going to go ahead and open up initial balance. We're starting to develop our initial balance range. We're going to go ahead and open up our spreadsheets here to locate our levels. So we'll open that up and we'll add this to the charts. All right, let's add this to the chart. Okay, so here we are. We're going to add this to the chart. Here are our levels that we'll be tracking in this market. We have value area high at 2801. Okay, we have value area low at 2789. Okay, we have ADR above at 2811.30. Okay, actually, it's actually 2813. Actually, 2814. ADR low at 2784. We're going to go ahead and open up ASR here. We're going to make sure that it says at least maybe London. Okay. All right. So we got 2802 average session range high. 2802. And then let's see, we got 27.79, 27.79. That level here, 27.84. Yeah, 27.79, 27.79 is our ASR low. Okay. All right. So we have our levels, we have our market. So what to make of it? Okay. Well, happy Halloween to you as well, George. What to make of it? Well, right now we are headed, we are below value. We are below our anchor VWAP and our daily VWAP. So all signs point to price continuing lower. Okay. Now, where could price stall? Well, this is an area where it could stall, right at ADR low. If it doesn't stall there, then we have this next level that we've established, average session range, that could also offer us another opportunity before we have any sort of significant reversal in price. Okay. So right now I'm going to go ahead and open up my overlay here on the right. You can see here my 4-hour chart is also indicating that there is a fair amount of momentum to the downside. We see that the volume delta is also giving us a similar reading. And then last but not least is our ADR. Okay. So our ADX, we have a negative DI above our positive DI, and it's relatively strong. Okay. So so that's kind of what I'm seeing in the yeah, it's also below the 233-day EMA. Okay. So all indications right now, oh well, actually 233 days is a little bit below here. Let's see. Yeah. So we have 233-day EMA on the 30-minute is a little bit further below us. Okay. So right now, like I said, the market seems to want to continue lower. Okay. This level right here is going to be relatively important for me, where we are coming into some value ranges from what is this? We're coming into some value ranges from Wednesday, I guess. So this could also be another area. This is value. This is value from the prior value area. Okay. This could also serve as an area for potential reversal. Okay. All right. I think that's what I want to say for the gold. Okay. Like I said, right now looking quite, I would say quite bearish, and that's aligned with what we're seeing on the higher time frame for our chart here, overlay here on the right hand side. Okay. It's looking bearish as well. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and move on to the crude oil market. Okay. So we'll look at crude oil. We'll again remove some of our drawings here. Okay. And we'll leave the overlay here on the right hand side. Okay. So it looks like we're making an attempt here to close the gap here. So let's take a look at the daily chart. I was looking at this during a little bit of the London session, and I thought that maybe that this move had some legs here. So let's examine this a little bit further. Okay, so it looks like we got a bit of a gap open up. Okay, gap up, move open. Okay, you see that well, it didn't leave a gap, but it opened. Came back down to yesterday's level and reacted away from it. Okay, so it looks like we may be looking to fill in the gap that was left earlier. Okay, in the week. All right. So that's certainly a possibility. We have our positive DI still not quite above the negative DI, but we are seeing a little bit of volume delta positive. Okay. So daily is looking, looking to, reverse. Okay. A little bit. Maybe it comes up here and maybe completes maybe the right shoulder. Okay. Maybe come up to this and then maybe go horizontal here to kind of create this complete this head and shoulder pattern that's been established here. Okay. That's kind of what I'm seeing here on the daily. Moving on to the 4-hour chart. Okay. 4-hour chart, similar kind of view. We have our anchor VWAP that's serving as an area that for potential target for our trades. Okay. We are in the process of potentially filling in this gap here. Okay. We have a developing bullish engulfing candle. Okay. This over here is our daily chart here on the right. So again, indicating that there might be some momentum behind this move to the upside. Looking at the 30-minute chart. 30-minute chart. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and move this to the side here for a minute. Maybe reverse it so I can use it. Something along these lines like this. Okay. So looking at this, we are above our daily VWAP. Okay. Let's see. This here is London. So I'm gonna go ahead and open up our anchored VWAP here, right about there. Okay. So there's our anchor VWAP. So we're above our daily, above our anchor VWAP. Looking at it from an ADR perspective, we're in the middle of the ADR range. We're going to go ahead and add our levels here. Okay, so we'll do this. Okay, these are our levels that we're tracking in this market. Here we are. We'll go ahead and open up our value ranges. Okay, so here we are above value. All right, so at the top end of value, we have 68.78. We have value area low at 68.14, and then our point of control is at 68.60. Okay, so the only other thing that remains is our ASR. So we'll go ahead and add that to the chart here if I can locate it. There it is. We're gonna move that to the London session. Okay. All right. And there we are. There we have it. Okay. So we have a level here at 68.86 or 69.86, average session range high, 69.86. Okay. So we'll modify that 69.86 and then 86. And then to the downside, we have 68.16. 68.16 to the downside, 68.16. Okay, we're going to go ahead and copy these and update our spreadsheet with these new levels. Okay. Okay. Oh, shoot. Let's see here. $68, 16, and then what is our 4-hour supply here? All right. Okay. You're not trading today? Okay, fair enough. Thank you so much. All right, so let's take a look at the 4-hour chart here. I want to capture one level here. I want to capture what is our supply zone. So we'll turn this off here for a minute. Turn this off for a minute. Turn this off for a minute. And let's see. Okay, let's see what our supply areas are here on the 4-hour. Let's see if I can locate. I'll turn this on here. Okay, so we have a demand there and supply way above. So we're going to call supply 72.25. Okay, so 72.25 is our supply zone. 72.25 is our 4-hour supply. Okay. All right. Now that should complete our picture of this market. Okay. So And we're about a minute away from the market opening. Okay. So take a look, kind of spread this out here a little bit more. Okay. All right. So again, guys, so there's a lot of evidence here that I think the only thing I need to add here, well, we did add our anchored VWAP. Okay. So really we have a lot of evidence here that indicates that we have the potential of heading higher in this market. Okay. We are above anchored VWAP. We are above daily VWAP. We are above value. See, we are above, let's see. Let's see, settlement as well. Looks like, yes, we are. So, yeah, lot of indications here that we are very much bullish in this market. Okay. So what we need to do, obviously, is we need to find good trade location, all right, to support a long in this market. Okay. So we have our initial balance range here. Okay. That's being established. Okay. We're just opening up here. I would say we are a bit extended, okay, away from VWAP. So it would not be out of the question for price to come back down to VWAP before we continue our trek to the upside. So that's kind of what I'm looking at, or for in this market. All right. A little bit of a pullback. All right. A little bit of a pullback to allow me to manage my risk a little bit better. Okay, maybe the top end of this resistance level would be a nice location for me to participate in a bullish move to the upside. Okay. All right. Okay. So before we move on to the equities, so we're gonna go ahead and talk about likes and subscribes. Okay. So if the market analysis doesn't resonate, I guess looking for a like or subscribe based on my costume today, right? I'm doing well, Zav. Okay, based on my costume alone, I think merits a like or two. Okay, yes, I am looking quite pretty today, in honor of Halloween. Okay, so hit the like button, just liking my prettiness today. Okay. All right. So now that I've offered that up to you guys, let's go ahead and move on to the NASDAQ. Okay. And the NASDAQ, the market that you guys are probably all waiting to get some thoughts on. Okay. So again, we remain in earnings week. I don't know exactly whose earnings we're waiting for at this point. I know we had some earnings. I believe yesterday. I think Microsoft, was reported earnings yesterday. I'm not sure what's in the docket today, but I can see. Let's looking at the daily here. We'll go ahead and remove some of these levels. Well, this level. Oops, we'll leave that on. That's the weekly. Okay, turn this level off. Turn this level off and off. All right. So looking at the daily here, okay, we've been in this kind of consolidated range. Oh, Amazon and Apple. Okay, so that's some pretty big players reporting today. Okay, so I'm assuming that that's going to be after the market, Sergey. It's not going to be before. I'm sure it's probably going to be after today's market, right? So in any case, over the last few days, we've been in this kind of, I would say, bearish structure. We've come into an area of some potential demand here. Okay. Yeah, that's after the markets. Okay. So we have come into an area of demand, but you can see here that we are a bit in a sort of in consolidation here, right? This consolidation range. And to be honest, we can remain in this consolidation range all the way up to election day next week. Okay. So would not necessarily expect any sort of major move either direction. Okay. Until we get maybe potentially closer to the election or to the election itself. Okay. All right. So let's take a look at the 4-hour chart. Okay. So we have the 4-hour chart here. Okay. So we've had a series of candles headed lower. Okay. We are below some of the indicators that we care about. We are below settlement. We are below, I don't know, maybe below our anchor VWAP. Let's go ahead and draw that in. I suspect that we might be below that. So I'm going to pick this level here. Let's see, right around this level, I would say. Okay. So you can see here that we are also below the anchored VWAP. Okay. So price structure remains to the downside. Now, we are coming in, if you look at to the left, we are coming into an area where we could get some support, right? There's obviously some support here. We have the EMA level, okay, that could also offer us some support, okay? The negative DI is still above the positive, so there's still a fair amount of strength to the downside in this market, although of late is kind of losing some steam. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, Asia was pushing down. Okay. And London was pushing up. Okay. All right. Let's take a look at the 30-minute chart. Okay. So we have Asia pushing the market down, as was mentioned. Okay. And London trying to push the market up. Okay. So what to make of this? Well, right now on the 30-minute chart, okay, I'm going to go ahead and open up some of our levels here. I can see on the weekly chart, we're developing a little bit of a bearish structure here. And then on the 30-minute, we see that we are above our daily VWAP. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and open up and my anchor VWAP and draw a level below here. I saw a definitive turn here, so I'm going to draw that in. Okay, so we are above that level. Okay, so I would say that right now, if we can break above 410, okay, I do not see a reason why we cannot come back to 507. Okay, if price can break above 405 or 410 area, I do not see a reason why we cannot make a way back up to settlement price. Okay, so let's go ahead and add our levels to this chart. Okay, we're going to go ahead and add levels here. So 72, 25. All right, let's locate our levels here. So here we are. Here are the levels that we're tracking in this market here over to the right, to the left. I'm going to see if I can move this to the right. Okay, so here are our levels. We're going to go ahead and open up our value area. So you see that we're well below value from yesterday. Okay, well below value from yesterday. So indicating that there's a fair amount of bears in this market. Okay. So take a look. We're see at value area high at 20,685, value area low at 20,587, and then we had point of control at 20,648. Okay, so price well below all of those levels. Okay, so we're starting to see. Let's see. Let's go ahead and open up ADR. Okay, so ADR we've exceeded it and now have come back above it. We're going to go ahead and open up ASR if I can locate it here somewhere. It's odd, I don't have ASR here. Okay, let's add ASR. All right, there's our ASR levels. Let's turn this off. Let's see. Don't need two of them. Just one of them is fine. We'll turn off this background style. Okay, there it is. So ASR, what is ASR telling us? Okay, well, we're going to go ahead and open this up for London. Okay, so there's our ranges. Okay, so we have 20,213. Average session range is at 213. Yeah, it looks like it's 213. 20,213 is our average session range low. Okay. Okay. 2, 1, 3. And then our average session range high is 426. So I'll put 426 up here. 426. Okay. So yeah, so it looks like we've reached the top end of value here. Okay. So we got the top end of value that's been reached. Okay. So just kind of spot check some of our levels here. So we have value area. We've already gone through value area high. Okay. 20,685. Value area low, 20,587. And then we have point of control at 20,648. Okay. So what to make of this market? Well, we've been in this kind of bearish structure here, okay, to the downside. We have lots of sellers in this market, okay. Now, where could sellers step back in? Well, they could step back in at 40,000, 20,426, okay, or they can step back in around settlement price, okay. These would be kind of the two levels that I would be looking for. Now, if we get a break of price below this daily VWAP and below this anchor VWAP, there is no telling that we could get another leg to the downside, okay, in this market, okay, based on what I'm seeing here. All right. Now, if we manage to stay above the anchor VWAP and start to get above the daily VWAP and potentially maybe break initial balance to the upside, then maybe we can say that we have a reasonable target up to settlement price. Okay. That's, this could be seen as a pullback for an extension up to the upside. Okay. So that's kind of what I'm seeing on the NASDAQ. Well, just kind of looking to see if there's any questions about the NASDAQ before we move on to the ES. I'm not seeing any questions. So right now, like I said, I'm going to be, I guess, patient to see what kind of initial balance range we get. If we are to follow this structure to the downside, then obviously the view is that we are going to continue lower, okay, in this market. All right. Okay. Now, if we start to break some structure to the upside, let's say if we break 20,411, maybe cross and get above 20,426, then we have a reasonable chance to get back up to 20,500. Okay, back to settlement price, settlement and EMA. Okay, we have two areas of congruence here. Okay, red with earnings, big data dump. Okay, all right. All right. So like I said, I think right now I would say that the path of least resistance is probably lower. Okay. We do have a fair number of buyers. I think they've come in here on the London. Okay. So I'm assuming that they're going to protect their positions if they can. Okay. If not, then they may give up and the market may continue to the downside. Okay. All right. So let's take a look at the ES here. Before, let's see, we're going to go ahead and open this up here. ES, close everything. All right, here's our ES. We're going to go ahead and I don't know why we have ASR in this fashion. So we'll turn this off. Okay, there it is. We're going to turn off some of our levels here, and we're going to take a look at the market from a higher time frame. Okay, so here we are. Again, market is trying to move lower here, right? We have we're starting to break some structure to the downside. Okay, we had a very strong bearish engulfing yesterday, and what did it do? Well, it picked up where it left off. It might have even left a little bit of a gap here. Okay, to the downside. Right now, we are coming into an area where we could potentially see some buyers. Okay, so this area right here, okay, what was supportive or what was resistant becomes supportive, right? So this was resistant. Okay, now this area could become supportive. Okay, so we could potentially see a move back. Okay, if we are going to remain in this kind of range. Okay, looking at the 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart. Here we are. Looking at this, we see that we are at that area. We are very close to the 233-day EMA, which I care about. And we are developing a bullish candle. The question is, can it remain bullish? And can this candle close above this daily VWAP? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and open up my anchor VWAP. There it is. Okay, anchor VWAP is saying that I need to get at least up to this level here before we can start to think about maybe thinking more bullish. Okay, looking at the 30-minute chart. 30-minute chart. Okay, there's our anchor VWAP is falling right on top of our 233-day EMA. So like I said, if we do manage to get above, okay, let's say in this case 58.20, okay, I would say that there is a fair opportunity for us to get back to EMA, 233-day EMA, and maybe as high as this anchored VWAP. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and open up some of our levels. That's also value area low. Lots of confluence here for an opportunity maybe to the upside. Okay, all right, let's take a look here. Oh, actually, let's go ahead and add some levels here. Okay, so we'll go ahead and add some levels. Here are our levels. Okay, oh, and settlement. There it is. Okay, yeah. So we have settlement above us. So a lot of magnets, I guess, a lot of areas that where price could eventually reach. Okay, so let's take a look at. So we have settlement at 58.45. Okay, we have value area high at 58.81 up here. We have point of control at 58.78. And then we have value area low at 58.57. Okay. So like I said, I'm going to be kind of patient here and to wait for the initial balance range to establish. Okay. But I would say that if we start to see price break 58.20, that I think there's a reasonable chance that we get up to at settlement price and maybe eventually up to value area low. Okay. So that's kind of what I'm seeing on the ES. Okay. Let's see. Have I drawn? Let me see if maybe anchor VWAP here. But I have an anchor VWAP already above me. Let me draw another one here below. Here's my anchor VWAP below. Okay. So as long as price stays above this, then I feel like there's a decent chance for further upside move. Okay. All right. I think that's pretty much what I have to say for the ES here. Okay. Open to entertain any questions. Otherwise, we're going to go ahead and move into the Dow. Okay, to kind of close out the session. Okay, not seeing any questions, so we're going to go ahead and move into the Dow. All right, so looking at the Dow, go ahead and close this again. A lot of news coming in here. Open up the Dow. Let's go ahead and close out some of these levels here. Okay. All right, we have the little overlay here. Let's remove some of our drawings. Okay, looks a little cleaner. Look at the daily. Okay, here we are. All right, so again, daily is starting to break some structure to the downside. Okay, we could, some may argue that we might have had we have a head and shoulder pattern. We have a candle that's looking to break some structure here to the downside. If it does manage to close below this, then there's a reasonable chance that we can get back down to this level down here. Okay, this is a level that I would think that if it would reach, there are some little hiccups along the way, 52.026. But given the structure, given that price is looking to break below, then we have a reasonable chance for price to continue to the downside. Okay. 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart, looking at the 4-hour chart. Okay. Again, we see that we are in a series of lower lows and lower highs. Okay. We are in this kind of channel move down. Okay. So since we are in a move down, well, we have to find levels where we can reasonably participate in this, right? So one area that we can use, one way that we can follow this along is that we can draw an anchored VWAP back from the top. Okay, so this area right here, okay, could serve as an area where we could potentially take a continuation trade to the downside. Okay, because at these levels, as you might imagine, you're paying retail pricing, right? And as you followed me long enough to know that I generally don't like to trade retail, right? I'd like to see some sort of pullback back to some levels. Okay, so let's open up our value area. Okay, so we have price inside or just about to exceed value here now. All right. We have some supply and demand zones above us. So let's see if I can turn some of this off. Short. Yeah, I'm just looking to see if I can actually turn up. Oops. Okay, well, we'll just leave it for now. So these are kind of our supply ranges. We have a supply area here, another one above us, and it's coming down to an area of potential demand. Okay, here. Okay, so let's add some of our levels here, guys. So we're going to go ahead and move down to the 30-minute chart, and we'll start to add some of our levels. Okay, so we are at ADR low. Okay, at the moment we didn't really get much of a reaction away from it. Okay, but we are at ADR low. See if I can locate my ASR. I don't know what I did with these. Okay. All right, so we have our ASR. We're going to go ahead and modify this to read London. Okay. All right, so these are our ranges for London. Okay, we're going to capture some of these levels to the right. Okay, so we're going to start off with ADR high, I believe. We got 42,535. Okay, 42,535 is our ADR high. Okay, we have above that we have our let's see, 42,64642 is our value area high. Okay, and then we have what is it, 42,574 is our point of control. Value area low at 42,414. ADR low is where we're at right now, and that is let's call it 42,130. Okay, 42,130. Okay, and then we have some ASR levels. We have ASR high here at 42,352 is our ASR high. Okay, and then ASR low is at pretty close to 42,000 here. Okay, so 42,011 is our ASR low. Okay, let's see if we can copy this over to the other side here. All right. Okay. So this is kind of what we're looking at here on the Dow. Okay. So again, just like the other markets, we're going to, I guess we have to kind of err on the side of bearish, okay, in this market. All right. We are below our, the only thing that I really kind of keen on drawing here is our anchor VWAP here, and we'll do it from here. Okay. So again, that's another area, right? Right now, price is tracking our daily VWAP to the downside. We do have an ASR level here that could cause price to reverse away from. Okay, so that's something to keep in mind. All right, but I don't expect necessarily this move basically would maybe take us back up to the VWAP and continue. Okay, all right. I think that's pretty much what I have to share today, guys. We have about 5 minutes before the open of the markets. Happy to entertain any questions that you might have. If not, then we'll close down this Halloween pre-market session. Okay. Settlement. Okay. Settlement is, where is settlement? Okay. Settlement is basically, looks like it's at that ADR high level. Okay. So ASR high, 42,352. Okay. 42,352. Seems like settlement is sharing that same level. Okay. All right. So like I said, 4-hour chart is indicating that there's some further downside potential to this market. Okay. I would say that the target is probably around 42,000 for this current move. Okay. But we are also at ADR low. Okay. So this also could create a situation where we get a little bit of a rally. But for me, in order to really embrace the longs, I need to get above 42,000, let's say 190. Okay, in order for me to begin to embrace the longs here in the Dow. Okay. All right. I think that's pretty much it. I don't know if we call our scene. Just kind of taking a look here at the news here. We do have a fair amount of news here today, guys. Okay. I don't know. I don't recall going through this. So yeah, lots of reports, news reports came in. We have PMI still outstanding at 945. And then we have Amazon and Apple earnings coming in later today. Okay. So fair amount of news that came into the market. Oh, my gold. What happened with gold? Oh, gold is continuing lower. All right. Okay, guys. Well, that is it for me. Like I said, we'll close out this special Halloween edition of the pre-market review. Okay. So I will be moving on to Coach Ray's room. Okay. And we'll have a Halloween session today, later tonight, group coaching. Okay. Otherwise, want to wish you guys to trade safe, to trade well, to trade like a market pro, be a market trader. All right, guys, have an excellent day trading, and I'll see you in either of those two locations, in Coach's Ray's room, okay, or in group coaching later this afternoon. Until then, happy trading, and talk to you soon.